Panda, with its distinctive black and white coat, is adored by the world and considered a national treasure in China. Pandas live in temperate forests high in the mountains of southwest China, where they live almost entirely on bamboo. They must eat around 26 to 84 pounds of it every day, depending on what part of the bamboo they are eating. A newborn panda is about the size of a stick of butter, about 1/900th the size of its mother, but they can grow a female up to 200 pounds, while males can grow up to 300 pounds. These bears are excellent tree climbers. Wild pandas have been an endangered species for years, but they are finally growing in number again and have been upgraded on the list to vulnerable rather than endangered, which is good news, but we still need to take care of the environment for our wild pandas. So now we're going to make our panda headband. And the first step you're going to do is put your paper landscape. And you're going to take one end and fold it up and match. You're going to take your time and make sure your two edges of your paper are exactly lined up, and then you're going to fold that crease down here. So you're going to fold it in half, and at any time, if I'm going faster and you need more time, just pause the video or ask your teacher to pause it, and then you'll be ready for the next step. So we've just made it, folded it in half. Once you're done with that, you're going to take that bottom fold, you're going to take it and you're going to fold it in half again. I'm going to take that bottom fold and line it up with the top. I'm going to take my time and I'm going to hold it there, and then with my other fingers I'm going to crease that fold. So now I've folded it in half again. So we folded it in half, then we folded it in half again, which means we folded it into 4 parts. So when we open it back up again, you're going to have 4 sections. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut along the middle line. So we're going to cut this page in half, and now we've got this nice line. We're going to carefully cut along as close as you can, go as neatly as you can. You're going to fold it in half, and you're going to take one of those halves and cut it in half again. So we're going to cut this into these fourths. So basically what we're doing is we're making really even portions for the band of our headband. So these are the parts we're going to tape together and make it go around your head. So 2 of these pieces, these 2 fourths, we're going to set aside. We don't need those right now. We're going to take this fourth, and this one we are not going to cut apart. I'm going to turn it this way so you can kind of see the fold. So on this one, this is where we're going to draw our panda. And I'm going to take a black marker. You can use a Sharpie, or if you have a Crayola marker, either one will work just fine. So we're going to draw. You can watch me do the first line and then you can do it. But I'm going to mark about maybe a finger length, a few inches. I'm going to mark over a little dot where I want my edge of my panda's head to go. Here, I'm going to show you what we're going to draw. So here we're going to be drawing this arc. And so I'm going to draw another line, about a dot about here. I think that's about good. So this is how big I want my panda head to be. So I'm going to draw a curved line that's it's like a sunset line. Okay, so from one end to the other. And again, if you need more time, just pause and you can come back to that. And And the next part we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the ears. And the ears are gonna be kind of over on this side of the head. They're not way up here on a panda, they're kind of on the side here. So I'm gonna draw a curved line for his ear over here. And I'm gonna try to match that. I'm gonna try to make it symmetrical, meaning the same on both sides. So I'm gonna try to draw my panda ear about the same size on this side. And you know, it looks like this one. Now this is the great thing about this project, because I think this ear is a little bit smaller than this one. So I'm gonna draw, because we're gonna color it all in black, I can make that a little bigger and see if I like that. Because we're gonna color this ear in all black, and so that's not gonna show. And the reason I'm having you use a marker, so you can color in the ears. Once you have them ready, just color them all in all black. The reason I'm having you do this in black marker and not a pencil is because if you erase, because pandas are black and white, so if you erase too much, those lines and the erase marks are going to show up and kind of ruin the panda look. So I'm trying to color the same direction as much as I can, but sometimes you have to make the outer edge line a little thicker. All right. So again, pause if you need to. Just coloring in a few more of those spots that look like they're white. So here we have our panda ears. We're almost done with our project. So the next thing that we're gonna do is make a nose, and the panda's head, we're gonna use this whole space, pretend this is the circle of the panda's head. And so if we want to use, we're gonna put the nose right about down here. And again, we can draw a dot where we think the center of that nose could be, because we're gonna color this in. See, this is what it's gonna look like. We're gonna color it in all black. So if I draw this, it's gonna be an oval shape. So if I draw a dot, I'm gonna draw an oval shape around that dot. And if you think it's too small, you can make it a little bigger, but basically, that's your nose. Cool. And now we're gonna do the eyes, and the eyes are also oval shaped, just a bit bigger. And we're going to leave some white space. So I'm gonna show you how to leave that white space neatly in a circle in a minute. So just make sure you don't color it all in before I show you how to do that eye part. So again, we're gonna have his eyes or her eyes. I'm gonna put a little dot where I want the starting point and kind of the ending point to be. And here I want to kind of make it symmetrical, so I'm going to have this eye start about here and end about here. So what I'm going to do is draw an oval shape from dot to dot. So I'm going to draw an oval there. And that may not be quite looking like a panda to you, but they will, don't worry. So now you're gonna draw, and again, pause the video if you need more time. You're gonna draw kind of in the top portion, I'm gonna draw a circle, about that size, in each eye. And that's the part, like on this one, that we leave white. So the trick would be I'm gonna color starting on that spot. So I'm gonna be really careful not to make that line, that space, any smaller. We wanna keep that white space. I'm gonna go nice and slow when I get around the eye. And then once I have a kind of a big space, because if I do it too quickly and I cover over that white space, it's not gonna quite look right. do the same thing over here. You're going to kind of color in around that eye without making it any smaller. That's kind of the trick. And once we have this colored in, the last part we have is to cut out our mask and then assemble it. Actually, it's not a mask, it's a headband. All right, there we go, look at that. And what's cool about this is every time you do it, look at my panda looks a little different this time. Just like every panda, it's a little bit unique. So again, pause if you need the time. But now I'm going to show you how to cut out this headband. If you notice what I've done, this is why we folded this end. We're going to cut along the folded edge until we get to the outer line of our head. We're going to cut along there, around the ear, around the head, around the ear here, and then we're going to go straight across to that line. So what I might do to start with is cut along that line really slowly and cut to that head part. And I might do the same over here just so I don't cut into this and forget that I need to cut this part. Okay, so now I have those two cut. And now you can decide which way you want to go. I am going to cut right on the black line. Like I want some of that black to show. So this is really a great practice in your scissor skills because you want to go really slowly. We don't want to make the ear really small because we didn't cut carefully. We want to make it still look the size we had it. So we just want to cut really slowly and try to go slowly and challenge yourself to show that black line still. That's the way you know you're really getting good at cutting your scissor skills. And I've had lots of years of practice cutting, so I'm still going slow to make sure I don't cut off this ear or this head here. There we go. And there you go. So take your time, and then I'll show you how to assemble your headband. So to assemble your headband, you're going to take your two pieces that you set aside, and I think it's best to turn over your piece, and you're going to need a couple pieces of tape. And I'm going to take one piece, and I'm just going to overlap it a little bit and line it up so it goes out straight. And I'm going to tape it on the back side. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here with this piece. And depending on how you cut it, they may not be exactly even. That's okay, because this one's a little bit bigger. So I'm going to put my piece of tape here and then flip it over, and then we're going to tape these pieces too. And put one piece of tape here and one piece of tape here. Now if you don't have tape, you can do the same thing with a glue stick, and I would recommend just letting that dry for a bit before you try to assemble the back, because they might separate. So you really want that glue stick to dry. So maybe glue these down and then go have a snack or go take a break or do another assignment and come back. And once they're dry, then you can assemble the back piece of your mask. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna hold this around your head and you're gonna ask a friend to measure it and tape it for you so it fits your head. So you're gonna have this on your head and someone else is gonna come around. It's very hard to do on your own. So you're gonna ask someone that is in your family, or you're gonna have maybe the teacher can help you, or you can take it home and have a parent do it or someone in your family, so that we're still socially distanced when you do this. But then they're gonna help you tape each of these ends Once it's fitted, you're gonna tape both these ends so they stay down. And again, you could use glue, but if you use glue, I would just wait a little bit so it's dry, so it doesn't fall apart on you. Okay, and then you'll have your finished headband. And then I've got a picture of me wearing my panda headband. Have fun. I would love to see you in your panda headbands too.